always forget that manifestation happens in different ways. It's never in the way that necessarily you expect it to be, but it's always in the way that you need it to be. And it's always manifest in the way that it needs to be manifested to you in whatever that vision, goal, outcome that you're looking for is. Every single step is always going to prepare you for that said outcome. It just might not always be in the exact way that you want it to be, or that you expected it to be. Because like right now, and even like this applies to two aspects of my life, and I like just sharing more than anything else. So you can listen to this or go listen to something else. The reason why I say that is because your attention is valuable, and if you want to watch something else, by all means, go do that. But I also do think that this is worth kind of witnessing, because this kind of helped me understand more of like the things that I have wanted in my life. But like, for an example, okay, and I've kind of been thinking about this quite a bit lately, because I've had like 2 dreams or so that I've kind of like progressed on, like working towards or something along those lines. Never really thought about like the ways that I would get there, but it was like, if I could make a living watching TV or something like that, that'd be awesome. And then I'm doing a YouTube anime channel where like I review anime shows and things like that. Don't make money from it, but it's fun, it's exciting. Never really thought about it that way, of like, oh, this is how you can make money watching TV, as like providing reviews or takes or like ratings for TV shows or movies or whatever it may be. So like, I'm doing that. And then the other one was like to be public speaking on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. And it's like, I'm doing that as well too. I'm not like on stage necessarily presenting in front of a whole bunch of people, but like today at work and even on calls that I have too, it's like I'm presenting a product, a solution to people as if I was on stage. It's not my own like product or my own presentation or my own thing by any means, but that's where like these YouTube videos come in. It's like, this is me presenting a solution or sharing some information or some experience or a story that I had found out that maybe you can also find out and utilize and benefit from as well too. It's not this like cut or dry thing about this is how things are and this is how things aren't. It's kind of like, this is just what's worked for me, and maybe it can work for you as well too. Not saying that it will, because I don't know where you are at in your life currently, but just realize that like everything that you want always comes true at the exact time that it's meant to come true in, not a moment sooner and not a moment later. And I've relayed this to friends of mine as well too, and I think it's starting to sink in a little bit more than it had originally. It does take some like rewiring of some neurons and changing the mindset and just overcoming some self-limiting beliefs that you have, which that can take some years of journaling, which most people don't want to dedicate years of self-discovery or years of journaling or years of meditation to be able to like come to this understanding. At least that's just from what I've been able to pick up on from my lived experience so far. So there's a sign that said release the files. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's like I had to present today in front of my whole office, which is I think maybe 10 people, maybe 15 people or something like that. Because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people in the office, I think, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 people on like a video call as well. And like this was all part of my team and things like that. So I had to present live in front of 18 people or so. And to me, that was kind of like actually really impressive. Like I was a little bit nervous and whatnot, but I was like, I'm just gonna act as if like this is just a normal day in the park, because like it is. I've done it so many times. I've repped it so many countless hours and things like that, and it's just become second nature for me. And I kind of think about that in regards to these videos as well too, is like I might not have the most amount of views compared to some other people online for like people that I watch or people that I like listen to or whatever it may be, but I forget that each person is like, each view each number is like an actual person that decided to take the time and listen to my video. And the reason why I say that is maybe you have something that you want to say, but you're afraid to get started on making content or whatever it may be, or like you're worried what people are gonna think or listen to, or how many people are gonna pay attention or something along those lines. But it's like, let the right people come and let the right people listen. Like, that's at least been my go-to solution, because I even like I make some videos on Instagram, and you've probably seen some of the reels or shorts, I guess I should say, on YouTube as well. And like, I physically saw somebody sit and watch the video that I made, and I was like, that was kind of a cool, like, subtle feeling of like. And then I went back onto my Instagram account, and like the views were at like 220, and then it went up to 221. And I was like, oh, so that means that actually somebody listened all the way through to the end of that video and decided to watch me live my life, which is interesting, because it's like, I'm doing this to hopefully inspire you to go out and try something new, to try something different, to maybe overcome some fear and a self-limiting belief, or just an aspect that you once believed to be true, and hopefully maybe change that in some way, shape, or form. Because the world's really your oyster, and if you want it to come true, you can manifest it. You can create it out of thin air. And there's probably going to be people that are like, no, that's not how that works. You can't just create things. Like, manifestation's not real. But it's like, from my lived experience, it is. Like, it's more real than anything else could ever be known as to be real. And most people don't want to accept that, because then it's like, well, why do all these bad things happen to me? It's because some people have bad ways of thinking. You got to change your thinking. You got to clean up your mind first before you start to see some good around you. And people's perspective really hinders them in ways that it shouldn't, but it really, really hurts people when they aren't thinking the right way. And that's why, like, even me, sometimes, like, my heart started racing during the demo today that I had to do live in front of, like, the 18 people that I was saying. Like, my heart started racing a little bit, and I was like, just notice it, feel it, recognize it, and then it's like, where's the angst coming from? And then I was like, there shouldn't be any angst. Like, there really shouldn't be any angst. So I just kind of sat with it. I waited a minute. We asked some different questions. We kind of got those nerves out of the way. And then what did I do? I just went into my presentation as, like, I go into my presentation. And what I'm thinking about is now, as well too, is like, I used to watch these people online that would, like, present these demonstrations or, like, these webinars that were like 1 or 2 hours long. And I was like, how do people do this? How can somebody just talk about this for this amount of time? And I finally understand why PowerPoint is like the way that it is, and why it's so useful in, like, sharing presentations and, like, helping, like, complete the structure to be able to complete the presentation in some way, shape, or form, is because it is for linking certain, like, it does help with, like, a visual, like, ability to keep track of, like, certain events or places or time markers or, like, stories. And then you have that as an image to be able to then tell a different story on top of it, to be able to relate it to different areas, which to me, that's, like, super helpful and valuable. And it's something that I kind of want to take into, like, my life as well too, and, like, try and, like, do some different projects or presentations maybe, and create those and see where that can take us as well. Because I believe that I can help out a lot of people, because I have a lot of knowledge and I have a lot of experience that I would love to share. And the videos will always be free. Like, these YouTube videos and, like, this knowledge and things along those lines will be free. I may do something that's a little bit more structured in a sense, that may have a paywall behind it. The only reason for me doing that is because there's two reasons, actually. One reason is, when you pay, you usually pay attention. At least that's what I found out. Like, this was one of the reasons why, when I was in college, like, my parents, they were paying for my school for me to be able to go through, like, university, college, whatever it was. And they're like, if you get a D or an F, like, we're not paying for the course. And I was like, well, I don't want to pay for this course. I don't even want to be here right now. So I studied harder and I did more work to ensure that I never had to pay for a course, because that was something that I valued my money more than the education at the time. So it's like, there's one aspect to that. And obviously I'm not going to create something that's, like, too outlandishly, like, expensive or things like that. Like, it's just, it's enough to just at least support me, or maybe buy groceries for 1 month or something like that. Depending on, it's probably not even a month, probably a week and a half. My bad, 2.5 weeks, most likely. So I just had, like, 3 slices of pizza before. And Oh, so we might have to take legs a little bit light today. The second reason is because having it structured behind a paywall or something like that, I feel like it's more likely for somebody to take action. Cause I had a buddy too beforehand where he ended up buying, I think, like a $500 course or something like that online. And I was like, why don't you just watch videos like of this online for free? And like, you can find all the information that I talked about most likely online for free. I mean, there's probably some different use cases or specific examples that are just lived experiences that you can't find anywhere else. But like, the reason why he liked having a course and buying it instead was so that he could like have something that was ordered and structured with like exercises and like PDFs and like all this other stuff as well too, that he could access. So he found more value in doing it that way. And I figure maybe you can find the exact same thing in a course that maybe I end up creating as well. I figure we'll make something of it, something will come of it, and maybe we can get this ball rolling. And then maybe eventually, what I think would be really cool is if maybe we can like do like a weekend getaway or something like that with like a couple, maybe a small group of us that like purchase a program or something like that in person, like out in the mountains or something along those lines, and like go on like a little hike, and then like a little like learn, or like lunch and learn, or like hike and learn, or some sort of program. We'll figure it out, but I figured I'd share that right now. And yeah, I think with that being said, I'm gonna go hit the gym, do some legs, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.